So, you know how it talks about how if God's going to forgive us, then we have to forgive others, and that He judges us in the same measure that we judge other people, and that we need to walk humbly before God and we need to love others. Well, I know for me personally, like, I used to think that loving people was just a feeling, and honestly, it's an action. And it's something I have to pray and ask the Lord to help me to love my enemies and draw strength to be able to do that. And how I do this and how I forgive is I ask the Lord to help me to forgive and help me to love the people who have really done me wrong and who have really hurt me. And then what I intentionally do is take the verses in the Bible, like bless your enemies, pray for your enemies. Um, he says, love your enemies, forgive your enemies, things like that. And I check my heart and I take some time to allow the Lord to transfer me His love for that person inside of my heart. And then from that point, when I can sense the love that God has for that person instead of the pain and the disdain that I have for that person, I know I have forgiven, but then I'm responsible at that point to fan the flame of forgiveness. And how I fan the flame of forgiveness is by blessing that person every day and asking the Lord to continuously help me to love that person. I pray for that person, and I'm loving that person by asking the Lord to help me to love them. And even if they're in my life or they're not in my life, I can love them in my heart. And I just stick new logs on that fire, and I continue to fan the flame of that fire of forgiveness, because I don't want to be at the point where Jesus can't recognize me as His own. He says, the world will know that you're my disciples if you love one another. And He also says that when people die and they come to Him and they say, Lord, Lord, we did all of these things in your name, He's going to say, get away from me. I never knew you, all you workers of lawlessness. And what He's saying is, get away from me, all of you people who didn't love people. And it's like, you did all of these things, but you didn't love. And if you read Corinthians, people are doing all these things, but if you don't love, you're just a noisy gong. You're nothing. So to God, He even says the number one and number two commandments is love God and love others. To Him, that's how you can identify that you are His, is how you love others. And if you need help with that, trust me, I do too. I have to pray and seek God, and I do draw strength from Him to love others. But that is how you know whether or not you are His. And I just encourage you guys to check your heart today. Fan the flame of forgiveness.